Namaste, crypto aficionados and my fellow capitalists. I hope you guys are doing great. I am with CJ, and CJ runs an awesome project aggregation, network that he does. It's called C4, and they give daily updates on new projects and on news that really matter in the crypto space. So I'm gonna hand it over to you. Please give us a bit of background on crypto and how you started, and then we'll take it from there, bro.
Yeah, so thanks for having me, sir. I'm
Sure.
CJ. So my background is like I don't have any like TradFi background or like business finance background.
Mhm.
I started crypto I think last year during the pandemic because everyone was like working from home. So I
Mhm.
was just scrolling YouTube and then came across a YouTube thumbnail which said something like how I made 10,000 medic in like 2 weeks or something. It was from one of the YouTubers called Taiki Maeda. Not sure
Right.
if you heard of him. Yeah, he's basically like a farming channel
Yes,
sort of
yes, I
thing
have
lah.
heard of it. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Farming guy. Yeah.
So I started from there and then like joined the Discord, watched like almost all his videos, and then just started diving down the rabbit hole.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So that
Awesome.
was how I started.
Awesome. Awesome. So tell us more about your channel, because personally, I would tell all my viewers, please sign up. I mean, please go and join his Telegram. I'll put the links below in the description box. Please follow CJ on Twitter, because he really gives alpha on the latest projects, because the thing is that we want to come in early, especially on good projects. So tell us a
Yeah.
bit about your what you do, and how you get it so early. That is the main question that I have.
Well, I wouldn't say I get in early,
Mhm.
but I pretty much find a lot of stuff because like actually the reason why I started C4 was when I was like doing all the shitcoin farming things. Like there was information everywhere. So like you're on Twitter, on Telegrams, you have like multiple sources, and then there was the boom of like everyone coming up with their own like substacks on like
Right.
what they're talking about and stuff. So at first it was just honestly just me writing stuff down on like the notepad like on my PC and then like keying stuff into my calendars and stuff. Then eventually I think at one point I started C4 just actually it was just for myself so that I can put everything in one place so that I know like what is launching today, what's today's news, and then like what are the new projects that I found today. So it was more of like for myself. Then eventually my friend said, uh just go and make it public lah. So that's what I did lah. Then I just kept on doing it for like almost 8 9 months now. So it was initially just for like degen projects, like shitcoins, Doom Fox, Ohm Fox, this kind of stuff. But then
Mhm.
eventually like the whole market, like the bear market thing came, and then so there was not as many degen like super degen projects anymore. So I sort of like pivoted to cover more projects. Like it doesn't matter if it's like wallets, derivatives, social platforms or whatever. As long as I can find anything which looks remotely interesting, then I include it into my channel. But I'm pretty sure I missed out a ton. But because honestly I can't actually put all into it, otherwise it'll be too long lah. So I
Right.
go
Right.
through it like as like one of the filter lah basically. Then I share it on C4 lor. Yeah. But
Mm.
I think there's too many platforms right now like sharing all these kind of stuff. Especially I think if you see Twitter, there's like so many accounts saying, oh, I found this at 4 followers, I found this at 3 followers.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
yeah, but like
yeah.
80% of it, uh, they end up not tweeting anything and just die off. So a lot of all these like people are just farming for engagement and like, oh, I found this early, I found this early, then follow me for like alpha or some all this kind of shit
Mhm.
lah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
what I found the hard thing is not actually looking for this,
Okay.
but keeping track of who is doing what all at one time. So let's say you are following like what 100 projects on your Twitter,
Uh-huh.
you there's no way you're going to be able to scroll everything and see. I mean, there's no way you're going to check individually on the 100 projects and see, oh, today this guy is launching testnet. Oh, today this project is having airdrops or whatever, like all these
Mhm.
kind of different stuff. So yeah, that's one of the hard things that I find, and I haven't optimized my whole system to do it yet lah.
Okay, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. But I've noticed that, you have really, some of the leads that you have, I call it leads lah,
Mm-hmm.
because I work with that, so because I'm in this full time, right? So
Yeah.
this is how I survive, in this market. So I'm trying to, like, you like buy early, I mean, buy low and sell high,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, not every time you get in early and not every time you buy the pre-sale, or, that it works, right? So
Yeah.
I got like wrecked on Lodestar, Lodestar, right?
Yeah.
So I got wrecked on that because it was hacked, right? Some flash loan,
Yeah.
reverse Oracle, I don't know what, hack, but the team was good. And but of course, it's a learning curve for me because
Mm-hmm.
coming in really early, learning, because I'm not a very technical guy.
Yeah.
So, I'm here to make money, to be honest with you. This is
Mm-hmm.
what I'm here for. And I love, of course, I love the fact that Bitcoin gives us that, that independence from central banks,
Mm-hmm.
that which is really a like hanging noose on on people, because it allows I mean, Bitcoin gives you freedom, right? So, and Web3, of course, decentralization also gives you freedom. So that is why I'm here for, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I'm attracted to this. And if you notice also, real people, I mean, those Bitcoiners, of course, I'm not a maxi, but a lot of the big the Bitcoiners are also against, government overreach and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's what I don't I don't really support that government overreach, and that's why we want to be independent.
Mm-hmm.
So for yourself, other than those degen projects and all that, I mean, since you are in contact with so many projects and all that, do you take part in pre-sales, or do you go in early in the seed round like that? Do you?
So I'm not what you call, like, those influencers with like 10, 20, 30K followers.
Yeah, yeah.
They get a lot of projects actually reach out to them
Mm-hmm.
and offer them seed rounds because they are the ones which they have the power to reach a wider
Correct.
audience lah.
They have a
For
big
me,
shilling audience.
yeah, I mean, if you want to say that, then sure lah.
I mean, it's a
Yeah,
fact. It's
yeah.
it's a fact. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but for
yeah.
me, it's more like I'm still pretty new, and
Right.
like I do get like some of these deals like passed on to me, like whether am I
Mm-hmm.
interested. But to be honest, like so far everything I got, I wasn't interested because one is either it's a shit project, two
Mm-hmm.
it's a pump and dump, three
Mm-hmm.
they have shitty tokenomics, like what vesting for 2 years for like a random fork of another project. So it's like
True.
what's the point?
True.
Like there's no
True.
point. Yeah, so there are a lot of projects like this. There are opportunities, but
Mm-hmm.
you have to know which one is the pump and dumps,
Mm-hmm.
which one is a bet on your conviction. So there are a few projects which actually influencers are in, but
Okay.
people don't know that a lot of influencers get seed round tokenomics,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Mm-hmm.
the projects don't disclose properly when are the tokens being vested and when are they not. So
Right.
I mean, it's easy money for influencers. So either you get in or you don't. So
Mm-hmm.
you just
Mm-hmm.
have to sort of like talk to people, navigate your way to actually find out some of the tokenomics lah. Because
Okay.
for example, there's one recently raised project called Onomi.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Cosmos based chain lah. It's like a side
Mm-hmm.
chain.
Mm-hmm.
So they actually raise funding from VCs and also some I would imagine some influencers lah.
Mm-hmm.
But the
Mm-hmm.
problem is when they launch,
Yeah.
I was like I kept making noise in their Discord, tell me the tokenomics and stuff, because they had
Mhm.
very vague tokenomics, and
Yeah.
I was asking them what was like the valuation they raised, what was the price, different VCs or investors or
Mm-hmm.
whoever paid.
Mm-hmm.
The team basically ignored my questions and stuff, and they didn't want to tell me at all.
Oh,
So yeah, so that was like a red flag already lah. But
okay. Okay.
then I talked to someone else,
Yeah.
and they said that they didn't tell me exactly what price they bought in at, but he told me basically that the project their vesting term was like 1 year, like 12 months or something.
Mm-hmm.
So at least I know, like, okay, so on launch there's no people selling. The only sellers are buyers, the buyers lah, the
Mm-hmm.
earlier buyers. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, so you have to ask around for
Yeah.
information like that before actually deciding lah.
Oh, I think it's important for them to, disclose the tokenomics. Tokenomics is everything, you
Yeah.
know, I think in this line, because you want to, of course, you want to let it vest. Of course, you don't want people to dump so
Mm-hmm.
much so fast. But I think I mean, a bit of at least 15%, release, and then maybe 6 months vesting, I think is all right, so that they don't. And one thing is the advisors and the seed round, they should be, vesting longer, right? Because if not, it becomes like something for them to dump on us. So I think, yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
it depends lah. It
it
depends on
depends.
case,
Yeah.
yeah.
Actually, it depends. Yeah, you're right. Because sometimes even the influencers can really, really shill
Mm-hmm.
these tokens, and these tokens can really do a lot of excess. I've seen.
Mm.
I don't know whether you're familiar with things like Shill Tank, those really degen, channels.
Not really familiar.
Yeah,
Never
yeah.
really
So
heard.
I was in the degen circuit as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, because some degen projects are good, are really, I mean, they are good, they have it. So it's like, like Shark Tank they have.
Mm-hmm.
So this group of guys got together and started with Shill Tank. And that's where they shill all the new projects that come in. And these are the, like, of course, they won't get, these are the type of projects are not VC funded, obviously, but
Mm-hmm.
they are community funded. But of course, a lot of them are, some of them are scams, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that they just take, but a lot of them did very, very well. I would say in the June period, July period, like White Ethereum,
Mm-hmm.
meme finance. So all these actually came in the degen. But for you at the moment, if there's like three projects that you think that you think is really going to do well, what are the projects that you think, mm, the best three projects that you feel that we are early in?
I mean, I don't want to shield projects directly lah, but
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
can talk about a few sectors which
Yeah,
I think
yeah, yeah,
are
yeah.
much needed.
Yes, yes.
So I
Please do.
think like everyone can see derivatives are one of them.
Mm-hmm,
Options are the second one, and then
mm-hmm,
something like infrastructure when it comes to onboarding institutions, for example, uh onboard, offboard,
mm-hmm,
compliance,
mm-hmm,
or like yeah, stuff like this I think will do well
mm-hmm,
next year, because
mm-hmm.
derivatives and options are actually key areas when it comes to institutions trading with size.
Okay.
So like especially like all the hedge funds and stuff you see, like
Mm-hmm,
they utilize both of these heavily in TradFi. So like I think the recent tweet I put out, like one of my points was that we need institutions to come in, because they are the ones who have who will bring money flow lah, basically
right.
into our space.
Yes.
So we need like compliance for them on how they can navigate their way, so that they're following all the regulations and not getting hunted by them while
Mm-hmm,
deploying capital into the space. And derivatives and options will be one of the key uh
mm-hmm.
value capture of their flow of funds are basically.
Correct,
So
correct.
yeah, so these are sort of like, it's interesting, but it might be sort of like overhyped at this point because everyone's
Correct.
talking about GMX and everyone's talking about options already. So if everyone on crypto Twitter is talking about it, then it's not like alpha anymore. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I'm seeing a lot of these projects that are coming up, perp dexes, left, right, and center options,
Yeah.
derivatives. Oh my God, it's like overkill already now on
Yeah.
this, right? On this
Yeah.
thing. Talking about regulations. Okay, but before we go on to about regulations, what are your thoughts on Arbitrum? I'm seeing a lot of crypto Twitter, very bullish
Mm-hmm.
on Arbitrum. Why Arbitrum? I mean, of all layer twos, of course, I think it works well. I've used it. I've used the layer two. It's cheap. It's fast. But
Mm-hmm.
but there are so many also good layer twos like Polygon and Optimism. Why do you think Arbitrum is being shilled so much? Is it because of the airdrop or
Yeah, it's definitely because of the airdrop.
okay?
But I think another key point is that it's
Uh,
fast lah. Compared to like if you compare with stuff like Polygon, Optimism is fast, but I think Arbitrum is slightly faster. I
mhm,
think yeah, I also prefer like trading on Arbitrum because it's way faster. So I
mm,
think the
yeah,
biggest point is obviously because of the airdrop lah. So like you
yeah.
can see that before Optimism started airdropping, the volume on Optimism was actually higher than Arbitrum.
Mhm,
But once the token dropped, and then the only token that's yet to be dropped was on Arbitrum, so everyone pivoted over, and then you see a ton of developers and projects all
mhm,
pivoting onto Arbitrum. Like you can see Reaper just launched their vaults for
mhm,
Radiant
mhm,
on Arbitrum.
mhm.
So there's a lot of actually most of the devs, like a lot of devs are on Arbitrum building products. Like even Gains is launching on Arbitrum soon also.
Gains network.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So when there's devs, then there's projects. When there's projects, then there's people like us bringing retail, and then this is like a flywheel effect lah.
Flywheel
It goes
effect.
in a circle lah. So
Yeah.
I think the volume on Arbitrum will still continue to be one of the top few and one of the highest TVL and volume wise. But
Mhm,
once Arbitrum token drops and
mhm,
if it performs uh like Aptos, like he goes
mhm.
up and then goes down and down and down, then I don't know how the token will behave, but I would imagine at one point people will start pivoting to other chains as well,
Mhm.
wherever people go, wherever the next new shiny coin, new shiny chain is lah. So
Yes.
I'm thinking after Arbitrum, then people are going to start pivoting to like ZK Sync, Starknet and stuff like this lah, because
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of
I've
projects are
been,
debugging.
yeah, correct. Talking about ZK Sync and Starknet, I've been keeping an eye on that. And there are a couple of DEXs that I'm looking at that are also going to be launching on those chains.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think it's pretty uh, exciting to watch. And they also will be having a token drop. So I think you are right. They will be looking, I mean, they will look at the next layer two that will give them a token drop. But Optimism wasn't easy to get the token drop. They had a lot of requirements. I don't know whether should you like,
Yeah.
right? Like it was not easy to get. It's not like you just do one transaction on there and you can get it. It was like a lot of requirements. So I don't
Yeah.
know how, yeah, I don't know how will it be like for Arbitrum. And so yeah, so now the problem that we are watching, I mean, we are looking is the, centralized exchange and what happened to UST and, FTX
Mm-hmm.
really hit crypto real hard, right? So
Yeah.
you can see the volume also has reduced, especially after the FTX.
Mm-hmm.
UST, the volume I mean, after the UST debacle, the volume did reduce, but you could I mean, people, I mean, the degens were still degening, right? The
Mm-hmm.
degens were still on fire. So but then after FTX, it's like really, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
So now the attention is on dexes that can uh what you call it the decentralized exchanges, right? So that allow self custody. Any particular dexes or you are bullish on? Is there any single project that you would like to share with us that you think that can replace the centralized exchange?
Um, I'm not particularly sure because honestly speaking,
Mhm.
I hold zero DEX tokens,
Okay.
like stuff like Trader Joe, Spooky Swap,
Yeah. Yeah.
Sushi. All I hold none of these
Yeah.
tokens. But I think one thing we can look forward to,
Mhm.
and I know like there's like a huge giant ass unlock coming up soon, DYDX. Like I think there's like it's one of the most inflationary coins and a major unlock. Like I can't remember how many percent of the total supply is being unlocked, but it's
Mhm.
huge lah. It's
Mhm.
happening in 2023, sometime early,
Mhm.
early. But for them to, because they also announced they are moving to Cosmos to build their own dApp chain. So
Mhm.
I don't know how this is going to affect the trading user experience. Hopefully not
Mhm.
too much, but
Mhm.
they are by now they are the ones that have the highest amount of volume if you compare well they are actually I guess you could call them they have derivatives also. So but either
Mhm.
ways they're one of the largest volume they have one of the largest volumes traded on them lah.
Mhm.
So I will be keeping a close eye in case they do any sort of like mechanisms when it comes to like fee switching. Like I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure you've also seen Sushi Swap where the proposal passed to actually like make X sushi like sort of useless because they are diverting all the fees, the protocol revenue back
Mhm.
to their treasury because their treasury is running low.
Okay.
So if DYDX can, I have no idea, but if they can come up with some governance proposal to like
Yeah.
turn on fee revenue for them
Yeah.
because their volume is extremely high. So
Yeah.
if there is actual revenue capture which can goes back to the holders, then obviously it will be a good thing lah for the
Mhm.
token as well and for the project as well lah.
Mhm.
But other than that, I prefer or tend to believe more that aggregators will outperform one single DEX.
Okay.
But it may not be token wise or something.
Mhm.
It may not
Mhm.
be token wise, but in general, if you are to onboard the next users onto crypto,
Mhm.
uh, there's no way that a new guy is going to go through like 20 dexes on one damn chain and decide,
Mhm.
oh, which one has the best leverage and
Mhm.
stuff.
Right.
So
Right.
everyone will start pivoting and using aggregators like uh like stuff like 1inch, Paraswap, Open Ocean. So
Right.
uh I think recently there's a study, I can't remember who's the paper from.
Mhm.
DEX aggregators actually have captured like 15% of transactions. I can't remember it's on one chain or is it on like overall lah, but it's like
Mhm.
15%. So actually that's pretty huge already.
Mhm.
So I expect DEX aggregators to sort of like compete and then come up with some better user experience to onboard the next bunch of users lah. Basically,
Okay.
I'm more bullish on DEX aggregators than a single type of DEX lah. To be honest,
Okay.
although like stuff like Uni V3,
Yeah.
Trader Joe's liquidity book
Yeah.
is interesting, but normies aren't going to use that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. They are not. They are not. They are not going to do that
hmm
because it's a learning curve also for them,
yeah,
for the newbies to come in and to do all that. So it's better if you have just one place where they can just get the best deal, and then it's
yeah.
much easier for them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, what are your? I mean, your what are your plans with your channel and your account that that gives us daily updates on the projects and all that? What are you planning with that? Are you just going with the flow, or or you have some plans to do, like, have your own YouTube channel one day, or start your own VC? Hey, by the way, you were a VC, right? So you want to just like share, like, what you were
I'm
doing
not a
before?
VC, but
Okay.
I work as an analyst in a VC.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. So that's actually where like going through all this like going through all these projects actually helped me look and reach out to like a few interesting projects then
Mm.
yeah, so
So
it helps
your job as an analyst is just to, I mean, is to vet through projects lah, and then
yeah,
give it to them to see whether can invest or not.
yeah, basically
Ah,
lah.
okay. So
Yeah.
you decided to leave that lah and start,
Oh, no, no, no.
or you
I'm still
still doing?
working. I'm still doing
Okay,
that. So I'm basically working for them like part-time. And
okay,
then yeah, working for them part-time and then like
okay.
full-time doing diligence and just like doing my C4 stuff. Yeah.
Okay. And what about the VC back, talking about VC back layer ones like Aptos and Sui? What do you think about these two layer ones? They are layer ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
Yeah, sort of lah.
what
But yeah, so when it comes to projects like this, right,
yeah.
honestly, just because a project has VC backing, so
Mm-hmm.
you see like projects with like A16Z behind, or all those big VCs are basically.
Mm-hmm.
So if then a lot of people like hype it up because it's like, oh, this project has like super good backers, so it's gonna do well. But
Mm-hmm.
that's actually not how it works, because VCs, they have some I would say majority of VCs, they have basically like, if they invest in like 50 projects, not all 50 projects are going to give them a 50x. So
Mm-hmm.
there's like what, 80% are going to be maybe okay,
Mm-hmm.
actually not even 80, maybe 50% are going to do maybe a 2x 3x. The other 40% are going to die.
Mm-hmm.
The other 10% are either going to do better, slightly better, or not. And then
Mm-hmm.
there's that one or two projects which were like legit skyrocket and like make them
Mm-hmm.
a 50x, 20, enough to cover their initials for the
Correct.
other projects already lah.
So I think
So
they are just
yeah,
betting on a unicorn, a few unicorns
yeah,
in their many, I mean, on the many projects that they are betting again, I mean, on. So even if, like, say they invest in like 15 projects, even if a few, like four, gives them even if it's a few unicorns in there, I think the rest, they don't care whether it's a loss or not, right?
yeah, because as long as one can cover everything, then it's good enough
Hmm.
for them. Because there's no way you're going to hit like 10 unicorns out of 10.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's literally impossible. So,
definitely.
but what I think right now,
Mhm,
a lot of projects are actually not a lot of projects, sorry, a lot of VCs
mhm,
are actually doing more uh due diligence on actually uh digging into the project deeper,
mhm,
compared to like during the bull market, everyone was just legit spraying and praying lah. I
mhm,
mean, yeah, I wasn't that honestly. I just joined this space like not too long, so I can't really say much. And I won't. I'm
mhm.
not that familiar with the entire VC space as
Okay,
of now lah, because I'm pretty new. But like,
correct.
yeah.
No, but your access to new projects is awesome because I mean, this is what I do. I search for projects, great project, but it's not easy to find them. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I really value your what you do, because you make my life easier. So I can just, like, a few of you guys on Twitter, right? I can just follow you all, and I can just, it really reduces my workload, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm in the business of finding great projects. So I mean, you guys, so those listening, please follow CJ, and I'll leave the links below again. Please follow him because it's awesome. The news
Thank
and the
you.
value that he provides is so awesome, right? So CJ, I'll leave the last word to you. I think, yeah, we have discussed a few things already, quite a number of things. I'll leave the last word to you. What do you think of the crypto space? That I mean, going forward, now we are in a bear market,
Yeah.
and how long do you think this will last? And when are we going to get a bull back?
I mean, honestly, I have no idea. Pretty sure everyone doesn't know, and
Yeah,
like macro is kind of foreboding as well. So
yeah,
that I can't comment much on.
yeah.
But like for people still in the space, I've seen and I know a lot of people who like started degening and shitcoining with me, and
Mhm,
they didn't uh do risk management properly, so
mhm.
they get burnt lah.
Yeah.
So but as long as you keeping up with like what's happening in the space, you don't have to have a lot of like you don't have to invest in like 100 projects, but just like believe in what your ideas are, and if you really have a good thesis, then just stick to the few. Like it can be like 5 projects, it can be even 3, but as long as you have a good thesis and you're sure that it plays out, you don't have to invest in like, you don't have to get in early on everything, like basically. And keeping a pulse on this space is what's going to separate the few people who are still doing what they're doing now and the people who are coming in like next cycle or taking a break right now. Cause like
Correct.
you have to always keep up lah. Like
Correct. Correct.
yeah.
Just to add, just to add what you said just now, keeping the pulse. The best projects were created in the bearish of times.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you one example. DeFi Summer, where Andre Cronje was doing, right?
Yeah.
His yearn, right? His yearn.
Yeah.
All this came in not in a bull market, but in a bear market. So I think what you're saying really makes a lot of sense. You have to keep a pulse on this market. You cannot just switch off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that would mean that would make a difference in terms of your profits.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So awesome. Thank you so much for sharing all these things, and I hope to have you on my channel again in a couple of months, hopefully when the market turns better, and then we can discuss on the projects that that can give us the next 10, 20, 30x.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, thank you so
Appreciate
much,
it.
and I will keep in touch.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll see you
thank you.
around.